Okay, here we are again. This time, yeah, it's gonna make it happy a lot. Can you say hi, YouTube?
Hi, YouTube.
I know it's been a little while since I've done a video or even recorded a video, but with Christmas and New Year's, it's about time for me to do one. As some of my followers already know, I've been running a AMD Phenom II 965 Black Edition for a very long time. Yes, a very long time. And Daddy, and Daddy,
And that one.
and Daddy
And Daddy.
got a new CPU.
And I don't.
Can you say got a new CPU? No. Can you say and got a new CPU?
I got a CPU.
Yes, I did. Daddy got an upgrade. We went and got ourselves an AMD FX 6350. It's a hexa-core processor. This one is a little bit higher clock, has a higher base clock than the 6300. It's instead of 3.5, it starts at 3.9 and with a turbo clock of 4.1. Yes. Can you say turbo clock?
Tiger clock.
Tiger clock?
Tiger clock.
What about turbo?
Turbo
Clock.
clock.
Turbo.
Clock.
Let's say turbo clock. No, don't open it. What we're going to do right now, since he wants to do it, we're going to do our unboxing. I will not be using the stock cooler on this, as the last video that I did was for an upgrade to my cooler, which was a Hyper 12 or a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. But surprisingly, this has a really beefy, no, we're not. Well, we're going to show that to him. Has a really beefy stock cooler, which I was really surprised about. Let go. And we're going to show you how big this stock cooler is right now. And this is straight out of the box. It's literally the first time it's come out. Alright. It's got it's got 4 heat pipes. 4 copper heat pipes on it. Standard 90 millimeter. Not a bit large fan, but looks like it's got has plenty to do. Look at the size of that heatsink on there. That is ridiculous and completely unnecessary for the actually probably completely necessary for the 6350. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this back because we're not gonna use it. Are we, buddy? Are we gonna use this?
No.
No, we're not. Why is that?
That's it.
Does Daddy already have one?
Yeah.
Does Daddy already have a really good one?
Yeah.
That's right. So we're gonna put this back in the box and use it for his first computer build.
Happy. That's make
All
it
right.
happy.
Well.
Tom, you better be filming in a clean area of the house.
I am filming in a clean area of the house, thank you. And you just got on YouTube. Alright. So now what we're going to do, after being told that we need to do it in a clean area of the house, is we are going to, well, first let's take a look at this. We're not going to take it out of this because my children have dirty fingers, and I don't want any smudges or anything on there. So on it, you can see, no, you probably can't. Trying to angle that for you. No, sir. No. No.
I want to touch it.
You can't see it, but on it says AMD FX FD 6350. And that's how you can tell directly after that FD is going to be the nomenclature. And you get your little AMD FX unlocked. Yeah. So we got that. And we'll put that on our case because I'm a big sticker fiend. And we're going to be installing this in a Rosewheel Challenger. The first thing that we are going to need to do is take it apart. I'm going to go step by step through it with my kids. Not really go through it with y'all, because if you're watching this video, chances are you already know how to do this. But I will at least go through the supplies that you're going to need. First off, isopropyl alcohol. I use 91% because honestly, it gets the job done a little bit faster, and I have to go through less cotton balls, because I use cotton balls. I don't use microfiber because I don't really see a need for it, and my wife gets cotton balls for her makeup stuff all the time anyway. Next thing you're gonna need, cotton balls.
Cotton balls.
Yeah, cotton balls.
Cotton balls.
Depending on the type of case you have, you are going to need a screwdriver. I like this one that I have because I like the ratchet on it, honestly. I know that some people don't use it, but I know some people will use it. I personally don't because I'm not afraid of messing anything up because I've done it a lot of times. This is CPU remover. These little latches right here latch on underneath the CPU and pull it up. Some people will use it. I won't because I do it because I've done this as many times as I have and I don't really need to do it anymore. Boys, come on. Alright. If you have children like I do, then you're going to want to make sure that they don't touch the interior components because they are not grounded and they're not going to know to touch the case before you do. So we're going to use that. The other supply that I should have mentioned, but I didn't, you're going to need some thermal compound. I like Arctic Silver. It is, from what I've been told and what I've read, it's very conductive and it is great for your heatsink. But we're going to go ahead and stop this here and we'll catch up as soon as we get it done, okay? Okay, well, I know this isn't the greatest angle, but this is the best I can do with what I've got right now. We are now going to test with the CPU benchmark. Where are you at? I know I put it on here. Where did I put it? Bum 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 bum. Arc, Final Fantasy. Let's look on here. Let's check files. I know I got it in downloads. Cinebench. Oh, that's where it was. I put it in a different drive. Cinebench. Let's go ahead and run this and see what we get. The results from the last one were pretty lackluster. I was not happy with it. As you can tell, the last one, oh, does it have it on here? Right here. Alright, this was my Phenom II X4 965 with a GTX 950. The score that I got on CPU or Cinebench was 170. I was not happy with that at all. And also the benchmark that I got with my 950 with that was extremely low. It was running 48.35 frames per second compared to a GeForce GT 650M. That's a mobile. That's in a laptop. It was running 52.75. That is despicable. So we're gonna run it again. Let's go with running the CPU first. This may take a minute, but it doesn't look like it's going to because this is running a lot faster than it was before. I'm loving it already. 6 threads, 3.9 gigahertz. Much faster than my 3.4 on a quad-core processor. But it is actually a true quad-core. This is a triple core with basically hyper-threading enabled on it. Go ahead, bud. We're going to go ahead and let this run through, and then after it gets done with that, we're going to run, oh yay, Avast 2016. Lets you know that I like to use free stuff. Alright, so far this is running really fast, comparatively. Yes, sir? Go on. So that's much better. 457 on the Cinebench versus 170 with my AMD quad-core 965. That is so much better. So much better. Man. Alright, let's see what kind of frames I'm getting with the Cinebench on my 950 with a 965 or with a 6350 or an FX 6350 hexa-core processor. I think this is going to be much better because it seemed like I was getting very, very bottlenecked with that. I hope that it is exactly as I said it was, and it goes up a little bit because I was getting, what did I say, 48.5? It was pitiful. I wish this would tell you what you're getting. I don't see it on there. If you have any idea, nope, I don't see it. Let's see. One that I got before. Oh, it won't let me change it because I've got a little run in it. Super happy with this now. That's so much better. 457 versus 170. Such a big difference. Alright. 86.01. Yes! That is fantastic. Comparatively. 48.35 with a quad-core 965 processor from AMD. Jumps up to 86.01. Yes! That is fantastic. This is real world, everybody. Real world. This is definitely much better than it was before. Alright, I'll get back to y'all in a minute. Okay, so now that we have finished all the testing and whatnot, we can already see a drastic improvement. It's not that it wasn't unexpected, but I didn't expect it to be that big of an issue. Because we're looking at a quad-core processor from 5 years ago, the AMD Phenom II X4 965 Black Edition. It was the flagship back in 2009. It was AMD's go-to quad-core. Did everything you wanted it to. Yeah, it was an older architecture, older processor, older method of doing everything at that point. But it was a strict, it was an actual quad-core processor. Instead of having 2 cores and 2 threads per core, it just amazes me how big of a difference it makes. Sorry, that light was getting on my nerves. The FX 6350 comes in 3.9 gigahertz stock. That's awesome. It's only it's 100 megahertz lower than the 8350. Yeah, it has 2 less cores, well, 1 less core and 1 less thread, but comparatively, in my opinion, this is a great budget CPU. This cost me $129, and if I wanted the 8350, it was going to cost me about $180. So with that $50 that I saved, I could afford to get some really good Crucial Ballistic Sport RAM, which is specifically for a budget-minded gamer like myself, because I don't have a lot of money to spend on this stuff. But in all honesty, this fits my budget fantastically. And if you're looking at building a budget computer, you might want to look at the FX 6300 series, because you can get the 6300 right now. It comes in at 3.5, but still, you can overclock it to 4.1, 4.2, or you can turbo clock. The turbo clock on it is I think it's 4.0, and maybe even 4.1. I'd have to look at it again, but you can get that for just about $100, and just make sure that you get a good motherboard to go with it, because you want to be able to fully take advantage of those 6 cores. And honestly, for me and people like me that don't have a whole lot of money and don't do a whole lot of gaming, this is exactly what you're looking for. But I guess this is goodbye until the next review that I do, which is coming soon, because here in a couple days I'll have the Crucial Ballistics RAM, and we'll see how that goes, because it's an improvement from the RAM that I bought 5 years ago when I bought that CPU. We'll see if it makes a difference. Alright, YouTube, this is Tom for Gaming. Have a good day.